6 fans in total. Oh, I think I have the mics closed. I think the mic should be good now. The mics were turned off again. Now we're good. I fixed it. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the. We're gonna do the motherboard. We're gonna do the CPU, RAM, NVMe, and then once we're done with the motherboard, we'll go ahead and put in the case. Move the case out of the way for now. All right. We got extra cardboard from the motherboard here. When you guys do order with us, all those extra parts that we do get um from the motherboard and stuff like that, we do give it to you guys like an extra parts bag. So anything that we don't use, we go ahead and give it to you guys after. We got like our antenna, our SATA cable, all our manuals for the motherboard, just in case of later on you do have run into so many issues or want to go ahead and use those cables later on for like a hard drive or something. Go ahead and use that. Right. Open up our motherboard here. We got our X870 Gaming X Wi-Fi by Gigabyte here. Really nice board. Has like a blue accent on it. Black grayish motherboard. Some blue accents. Go ahead and get started with the CPU here. Got our Ryzen 7 9700X. Open this up. Nice and tight in there. All right, now we got our NVMe, our 1 TB NVMe. Say I want to buy more parts for my PC. What would you recommend? I mean, what do you currently have, and then what's your budget? That's normally what I ask people when they want to buy or upgrade their PC. All right, so knee slap's pretty big. Try M.2 in here, just like that. Remove the first one. There we go. We're gonna put our RAM in as well. 32 GB, 6000 megahertz RAM. There we go. Got the motherboard all set up. We got our NVMe, CPU, RAM. Now we go ahead and put the motherboard into the case. Already has the built-in I/O shield, so it makes it very, very easy for us to just put it in there into the case. Let me go ahead. We got our extra parts back here for the case. Go ahead and get our screw for the motherboard here. Corsair on their old cases used to actually label all their screws here, all their screw bags. you're able to know like exactly what screws are for what if you didn't, especially if it was like your first time building, which is pretty cool. I think Height does it as well now, where they label their little bags to tell you what screws are for what. Like if you don't know, especially if it's your first time building, you probably won't know what like our fan screws or stuff like that. But it looks like on their new cases, like the 4000 frame, it looks like they're not labeling their little screw bags no more. Good thing I know which ones are. The screws for the motherboard. Keep at least the cutout of the cardboard. I would reading small stuff difficult. What do you mean the cutout of like the serial numbers info? Like on the boxes, like from the NVMe and the. All right, let's go ahead and put it into our case here. So our 4000 frame. Already pretty much got all the standoffs already pre-aligned for us for a full ATX motherboard. We could just go ahead and put it in there as well. And it does have like the locking mechanism with the motherboard gets locked into the case already. Why would there be a white light on top of my PC case? Some of the reasons why there's a white light on the PC case probably just like an indicator light, just when it starts booting and stuff like that. Just what the case has, probably like a debug light, but it's fine. It's just there. Like it starts blink when you first boot up. I'm pretty sure it, like blinks and then stays solid once you're fully booted up. What are your thoughts on the 5070 Ti GPU? I from my experience, they're not too bad, but I know a lot of people don't really like them. I've seen bad reviews on 57 Ti's, but in my experience, I haven't had any issues with them. No, the box cover with the serial number part number and so on. Why would I keep those? Oh, or do you keep them? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, people on the 5070 Ti have been talking bad stuff on it, but from my experience, from what I've done my test on, um, I haven't had any issues with the 5070 Ti. And I don't really know like what exact issues the 5070 Ti was having or what people were complaining about. Why are you looking to buy a 5070 Ti? CPU, RAM, and maybe put in the outside and put board in. I would. Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it easier for me. I usually set up the motherboard first and then put everything in, put the whole motherboard in after. Just because you have the motherboard like outside the case. Well, whatever makes it easier for you. I don't know if some people put like after they put the motherboard in and stuff like that, then they put the power supply in. I don't like doing that just because sometimes you use a lot of power supply cables. So the power supply cables just get in your way when you're cable managing. I like doing it always at the end. A lot of people also like putting like they put the CPU, RAM, NVMe in, and they also put the AIO at the same time while it's out of the case. I don't like doing that either, just because then you have an AIO just sitting there while you're putting the motherboard in. A lot of people like doing like that though, just so they don't have to struggle with like especially like on Intel CPUs, so they don't have to struggle with like the bracket falling off on the back, the backplate bracket falling off on the back. Um, but it's an AMD, so it has like its own built-in bracket on the motherboard that's like non-removable. Um, but yeah, it's pretty. It's not too. That's how I've been doing it. That's how I got used to it. Built my first PC in the 2005. Damn, in 2005 I was 3 years old in 2005. Why are you laughing? What? I was 3. You're what, 4? You're 5? Damn. All right. Go ahead and put in our case cables here. We got our F panel cable, USB 3.0. There you go. USB Type C. There you go. I do not like AIOs, but I am a superhuman part of Columbia too. Why don't you like AIOs? Do you like air cooled or yeah, air coolers? Roasted without him knowing. Nah, nah. Nah. I didn't say you were old. I just said I was 3. I didn't say anything else. I'm gonna do a little bit of cable management here. Got a little zip tie here. Zip tie these cables really quick. Three, I was 31 in 2005. 31 in 2005. Not bad. I mean, you really want to get technical with it. What what month did you build the PC in? Because maybe I would have been two. What I already did when I started building PCs. That's cool though. Like, I would have wondered. Like, I'm pretty sure it was probably harder to build a PC back then than what it is now. Maybe similar, but I'm pretty sure it was harder back then. All right, we got the all our back cables here. We can go ahead and start putting our fan here. Let me go ahead and put the back fan here. Our Relay Tech fans here. Yes, it was. There was PATA cables, master hard drives, and yeah, I'm pretty yeah, yeah, I would say yeah, but that's pretty straightforward. There's not that much to it. Like now, the majority of people now use like NVMe's, so like hard drives and stuff like that, where you have to include like a SATA cable and then a cable for the hard drive to the motherboard. Now you didn't do any of that. Now you just put it into the straight into the motherboard itself, and then you're good from there. Let's line this up. I'm pretty sure even building one would take longer. Not even the part of like building it, like after building it, all the software to install. I'm pretty sure you gotta use like disk files and stuff like that just to install like Windows, and that probably took a while to do. Compared to now, you just put like a USB flash drive. It's way faster. I saw this post from Facebook. He sold his 5080 to buy a 9070 XT. What is your opinion on that? A 5080 for 90 XT? 9070 XT? I would have kept the 5080 to be honest. Just because I'm more of like a uh NVIDIA guy over AMD. I don't really like the AMD software and stuff like that. But I don't know why he would because the 5080 is way it's probably more expensive than the 9070 XT. So I don't understand why he would trade his 5080 for 9070 XT when I'm pretty sure he could for sure like he'll probably pocket some money from the 5080. Mice had a ball. You had to clean them for time from time to time. Oh damn. Maybe AMD works better for what he does. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I already my build waiting for it to get done by you. Thanks for placing an order with us. What did you order? Sort of like an Apollo, like a pre-built. All right, let's go ahead and get inside to the other fans. Here, we got our 3 other fans here. NV9 with the 5080. Oh, nice. You got the one with like all the LCDs and stuff. Nice. Yeah, it's one of our most bought builds here. Nice. Did you request to get it streamed as well or just built? I mean, if you wanted to get it streamed, you could just let Karina know that you do want to get it streamed. We can build it on stream. You can see it built. You prefer not to? You got OCD. Trust me, me too. Especially in that case, it's because there's so many cables in that case. Um, because of all the LCDs and stuff like that. Like, especially in that case, I hate seeing like in the front. I hate seeing like cables like popping out and stuff like that. So that one takes like longer to build. Yeah, perfection. Yeah, yeah. I hate seeing and then putting the LCD on, making sure it's nice and centered. Um, all the fans are nice and centered as well. None of the cables are showing that much in the front, and even the back. Even the back. I finally perfected. It's because in that case when we first started building in it, it has so many LCDs, and in that case in the back, it's pretty much like this one. There isn't that much room to really cable manage stuff. Um, because it's all flat. It's mostly all flat. Like unlike a lean Lee case, a lean Lee case is like you get more depth inside to build, so you could bunch up the cables more. And but in the other one you really have to like make sure you know exactly what where cables are gonna go, where to route them, just so there's enough space to put the back panel in the back as well. um yeah, so I caught that case down for sure to where it looks nice in the front and nice in the back. A secret lab desk, nice. You got keyboard, mouse, headset, all that stuff. Most organized build ever. Usually they are chaos. I like it a lot. The organization of everything. Yeah, it's cool. Like it's like a headache at the same time, but I like seeing like the aftermath of like how the computer comes out and stuff like that. How it looks clean from the front and it also looks clean from the back as well. It's simply, especially when people are first building their PC, they don't really care about kill management. Like when I first built my first PC, I didn't even know about kill management. I just wanted to get the PC done. Does it come plug and play? Yeah. Also, after we finish building it, we go ahead and install drivers, Windows, everything that you need for the computer. Um, Pretty much all you need to probably update is probably like NVIDIA. Because by the time we ship it out to you in like 1 or 2 days, that or like let's say depending on where you're at, it takes like at most probably like a week to ship to you. After it ships out from here, NVIDIA probably already released like another NVIDIA update. Oh, you're gonna pick it up? Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it should be all plug and play. You should have everything ready. Um, Worst case scenario, if you are missing anything, you can just go ahead and call us up, and then we'll be happy to help you. If you do have any questions with the computer at all, once you have it all set up at your house and all that. One of the most common questions we get is like RGB software. Like, even though we install the RGB software, customers, well, yeah, I understand. Like, you see RGB software, you just don't know what's used for, like what fans use would use that program and stuff like that. So you go ahead and call us up or send us an email. We'll go ahead and help you with setting up all that as well. Have a simple need case. Perfect. Got the only V100R and the plastic clips to hold air filters. Has all snap. Damn. My first PC cable management did not exist yet. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody that builds their first PC, unless they've seen videos and they've seen like like kill management stuff like that. Like when I first got my parts to build my first PC, um, I didn't care. I just wanted to get to the point, watch the YouTube videos, until the point where like I was like, I'm so over this. Let me just complete the build. I was just so excited that it was already all built and done. Just crumbled all the cables in the back, stuffed the back panel until it closed, and then yeah, just started playing. Just started playing. cable management is more for aesthetics more than performance. Yeah, it is for aesthetics, but I would also say, um, it's not for performance, but it's more for also like what's the word I'm looking for? What I'm trying to say is like, let's say you do have like an issue with like your fans or something in the back that goes wrong with the computer. The way I like to cable management is I like to cable management in sections. So all these three fans in the front, you know exactly where they're at. You go back to it later. Look at the cable management, see exactly where all those cables for those three fans are. Just makes it easier when you do have to troubleshoot later on in the future. Um, and you can go in the back of the case and look for those cables exactly where there might be an issue there. Yeah, 400 for two 6 of RAM is crazy. You know anything about PCs? You just know it's expensive. Yeah, but you got a really good PC and a really nice looking one with all that LCD. It is pretty big. Also, I just want to let you know it is pretty big. Yeah, he shoved it in and closed the box. Finished. Yeah, make sure and then even in the back panel you got your power drill and screwing the screws in the back to the back panel. Just you didn't even care if the back panel fit perfectly in the back. Yeah, but for kill management, I like doing it just because when it comes to troubleshooting, like I said, it's way easier to navigate. Like especially when doing customer support, it's way easier to navigate customers like through the back. Tell them, okay, you see these cables here. Okay, I've got these AIO cables here in a different section. We got this fan in a different section. We got the power supply cables in a different section. CPU cables over here. Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier for us, and it makes it a little bit easier for the customer if they ever do need to do any troubleshooting, anything like that. All right, we got three fans here. Let's go get ahead and next it's our AIO. Let's go ahead and route these fan cables to the back here also. Today cable management is the thing I try to do really to make it to make troubleshooting easier. Yeah, it's pretty much the main reason most likely for aesthetics, but the main reason for me is for troubleshooting to make it easier. Then if you try to troubleshoot one thing and you go to the back, you see all these cables going around. And then you gotta go ahead and route to which cable is which. Let's say a fan stops working, gotta route to that cable and all that stuff. It's so annoying. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the AIO here. All right, we got our VLA Tech 240 uh, RGB AIO here, but in black. I think black and gray match the aesthetic of the whole black case here. Got our screws here. RGB adapter. All right. Going to get our two fans here. Can you bring me AMD bracket for the AL? Yeah. You know which one it is? Yeah, yeah. That's it. Perfect. Good thing it's Friday. Then you got the weekend. Just chill and relax. Weather here in California is kind of weird. It's been last week was pretty hot. This week is pretty cold. Last week I felt like we were in summer. It's like at 87, 89 degrees. My neighbor brought me a cashier system. PC was Windows XP. It was all damaged. VGA port on the PC. To no image output to screen with lines monitor form. 2008 disaster. Told her not to buy. Damn. I wonder if like those cashier. I'm pretty sure those cashier computers are like any store you go to. They're really old too. They're probably not even up to date. My PC got a Gigabyte B760. DDR4 Intel Core i7 2700KF. How many years do you upgrade? You have a RTX 5070. Probably like, I mean, it just depends. I mean, you could upgrade now. It's like DDR5, but I wouldn't recommend upgrading to DDR5 anytime soon, just because everything's so expensive. But like just give a comparison. No, it's not that one. Yeah, but that's for the air coolers. Like the other one, let me see. Let me see the back. In that same box, they should, but or somewhere around there. Yeah. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, you should be fine. Like I wouldn't recommend. I mean, you could upgrade because you have DDR4, but even DDR4 now it's like really really good. I was gonna say, in comparison, like even my computer, I have DDR4 RAM. I have a 3600 CPU and a 2060 GPU, and it's been working perfectly for me. Like in Call of Duty, I get more than 200 FPS. In Valorant, I get more than 200 FPS. Um, yeah, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you get more FPS than me. No, I need like everything. I'll go get it. I'll go get it. Let me go ahead after I finish installing these fans. Let me go ahead a bracket for this AIO. I'll be back. Give me a couple of seconds. Everything I needed. All right. ESP now. Do not upgrade. Everything is so expensive. Yeah, if the computer's completely working perfectly fine in games and stuff like that, you're perfectly fine. Once you get like, once you like get to a point where like games start getting to like 60 FPS, 70 FPS, 100 FPS, like unplayable, that's when it's time to upgrade. But you have your specs are, if my specs that I have, the 3600, the 2060 are still working perfectly fine. Um, you would have no problem, especially with the 57. You said 5070, correct? Listen to the haters, give it up, Unk. Unemployed. Who's he talking to? Is somebody in the chat? Is there somebody in the chat? All right. Now we can put our bracket in. Yeah, yo here. They're like a little standoffs. We go ahead and put it onto the motherboard. Um, into the motherboard here. That one then. All right. Undervolt the AM5. Yeah, we have tested undervolting the CPU. The only thing we don't mess with is because of like a warranty claim and stuff like that. So we don't really mess with that, and the customer can do whatever they want. Undervolt to my 5800X to 4% more. I take it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm back after like 2 months. I finally got a PC and I got a RTX 5070 and a nice. That's a nice that's a nice upgrade. Nice little upgrade. Let me see this other thing over here. All right. I don't know that everyone, just the ones I think that can can do the undervolt there are vids on YT100. Yeah, there's plenty of vids on vid. Pretty much on YouTube, you can pretty much find anything on PC. To be honest, how to build it. There's thousands of videos how to build a PC. That's how I built my first PC. I just looked up a YouTube video and just built it from there. Then we go back to kill management. They didn't show me how to kill man. Honestly, that's true. Like they just show you how to build a PC, but they don't really show you how to kill management. No, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't mess up the. It doesn't damage it unless it's OC. But we normally just leave everything at default. The only thing we do change is we do turn on XMP just to have the correct speed of the RAM. Other than that, we don't change anything else. And the customer could go ahead and do it themselves if they did want to change anything. All right. Get this cable loose here. Damn, motherboard was damaged. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes we do get builds like that when we finish building them. And then the computer doesn't turn on or some bands don't work. Just stuff like that. That's why I always say after I finish building, I always say, hopefully everything works, everything's connected correctly, because there nobody's perfect. You can mess up sometimes when building a computer. You just don't get a cable connected perfectly in, or something gets disconnected while cable managing, stuff like that. Or a motherboard doesn't work, like in your case. Put a little stand on here. There you go. Go. We go ahead and put our AIO here in the top here. Sorry about this top panel. And then this preset for 140. Smaller screw. Put 120. Just like that. Yeah, not the end you anticipated. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started putting the AIO in. Get our screw ready. Dun, dun. There we go. Now get our AIO in, get our screw to the AIO here. Yeah, it usually takes the longest, probably like the management in the back here. It's good. I always like to get it nice and perfect. I'm gonna route our fan cables to the back here. Just like that. Then I get this one as well. There we go. Now I can put our AIO. And this AI already comes pre-applied with thermal paste, all in a square form. It makes it super easy for us to just install and then make sure all the thermal paste is nice and spread onto the CPU just because it's a square, the whole square of thermal paste on there. Mm-hmm. Screwing by hand. There we go. Now use our screwdriver. Which one is it? This one? go. Now we got our IO fan header here. Gonna go ahead and just route this here. Then we got the RGB for it as well. Route to the back here. Gonna go ahead and zip tie. These now. Now we can start the kill management in the back here. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and get started on the kill management here. In the back, just with our fans, then we can put our power supply in and then our GPU in as well. Get these cables in. There you go. All right, let me go ahead and do some of the kill management in the back here, and then I can show you guys. Once I'm done with the kill management of the fans here, zip ties. All right. Let's start with the RGB, fan power as well. RGB header down here. Yep, perfect. Need some light. I need it from this side because my hand just covers it. There you go. For the RGB. You're still learning coding? Yeah. I used to code quite a not a lot, but I used to code a little bit. I got bored of it actually, just because it got so frustrating when I would finish my whole code and then it would tell me that I was missing like a certain line. And it was probably like a little like apostrophe or like a comma that I was missing, and that just got me super annoyed, and I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So then I just stopped coding. I didn't really get into it after that. All right, we got all the RGB. Now let me go ahead and started on the fan power here. Go. Like that. So we do use splitters here, just because it makes it easier to connect all the fans, then connect them all the fan power, and of course there's not enough RGB headers for each individual fan. So we do use splitters, we use fan splitters for the power, and then RGB splitters for the RGB. All right, now we can start doing a bit of cable management here. I'm gonna do this side. All right, grab these here. What do you guys talk about monitors in the comments? All right. This case, like I said, you gotta be very specific with your kill management, just so you don't have that bunch stopping the back panel from hitting the back. Just because there's very minimal space in the back, so you don't want to have that much stuff bunched up. All right, we got that. Kill manage there. So I can show you guys a little bit before I complete everything. How it looks right now. Yeah, you can see that after. The before and after. Just zip tie through here. Get these top cable. Just so they're nice and neat in the front also. And not just in the back. There we go. There you go. Go ahead and continue with the back here. Make it look all nice. Perfect. Now you get these cables also a little bit higher. All right. Key thing when you're building a kill managing, the more zip ties, the better. Always better. Don't be afraid to use less zip ties. Everything looks better when it's nice, tight, and neat. What's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Right now we're just doing cable management right now. The back of the PC here. Anybody donate the GPU? I'm not in this market. I wish we could, but not in this market. Unfortunately. It's so crazy though how DDR5, NVMe's, SSDs, even DDR4 has gotten really expensive. Alright, bro. Thanks for coming to the stream. Have a good one. Have a good one. Almost done with these fans here. All right. Let's see how I put this one. I just don't like how these little hooks they put for you to put the um zip ties through. They're not really the best. They get stuck on it pretty often, like the zip ties themselves. And it makes it a little bit difficult to kill manage because it's zip tied. It doesn't want to tighten that well. All right. There's a couple more zip ties, and then we should be done with the kill management on the fans here. It's because I want to make it perfect. This is nicest and flush over here in the back. It also looks nice and flush in the front as well. The power supply should be easier because it's just gonna go on these straps that we have back here. So one more zip tie here. Perfect. All right, we're done with the kill management here from the back. Show you guys the back here. Of the cable management. Go ahead and open our GPU here. And we'll go ahead and put our power supply in. for the 5070 by AMSI or Ventus 2X Black 5070. Remove all the plastics here. There we go. This is a 2 slot card. Just going to open up. Let's go ahead and open up 2 slots here on the case. Almost done. Yes, sir. Almost done. Just need GPU and power supply. There we go. Yep, there you go. There we go. GPU is in. We go ahead and open our power supply here. We're not gonna need much. We're gonna need our 24 pin CPU and then our 12-volt high power. High power CPU. Do we need one or two CPUs? Let me double check. We need one CPU. Full high power, one CPU. That's it. Oh, these other cables we do not need. All right. Make our 12-volt high power. Connect 24 pin. And then our CPU. Perfect. Now, go ahead and put our power supply in. Get our power supply screws. Perfect. Go ahead and connect all our cables here to our CPU first. In place, perfect. All right, our 24 pin. There we go. 12 power. There you go. A little bit of cable management, but this should be fast here. There you go. CPU is in. There you go. 24 pins all in. Perfect. Now we go ahead, plug it in, test out if we do get power. Connect to the power here. See if everything boots up correctly. Power switch on. Power button. It's a gigabyte board, so the RGB does take a while. With RGB on the fans here. Give it a sec for the RGB. There we go. I don't know if for gigabyte it takes a while. But very nice computer. Nice black with the RGB accents on it. Very nice case. Yep. You can see the kill management. The finishing touch of the kill management in the back. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, all done. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know it took a little bit longer. We're talking to chat and stuff like that. Kill management took a little bit longer as well. But hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Like we stream every Friday. Um, every week and every Friday. We do try sometimes stream on other days of the week. But for sure we do always have a stream on Friday. We always like to do them early in the morning. So make sure if you guys want to be notified when we do go live, make sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications on. So you guys know when we do go live. If I think any other day of the week. Well, hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys like the build. Hope you guys like the kill management, everything about the computer. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right here.